Welcome to my channel USA Old Coins. If you've ever wondered if those old coins you have lying around could be worth a fortune, you're in the right place. In today's video, we're diving into some of the rarest US coins, revealing their jaw-dropping values that will leave you amazed. Stick with us till the end, you won't want to miss what these hidden treasures could be worth. Let's get started. Top 1. In the heart of American coin collecting, there's one coin that doesn't just shine in metal, it sparkles with history, patriotism, and mystery. The United States of America Kennedy half dollar, bearing the dual date of 1776 to 1976, is more than a commemorative piece. It's a window into a nation's soul during its bicentennial celebration and a thrilling chapter for collectors around the world. What may appear at first glance as a simple half-dollar can, under the right conditions, transform into a rare and valuable treasure worth tens, if not hundreds, of thousands of dollars. The Kennedy half dollar was first introduced in 1964, following the assassination of President John F. Kennedy, to honor the beloved leader. Americans embraced the coin not just as currency, but as a tribute to a fallen hero. But when 1976 arrived, the nation's 200th birthday, the coin underwent a powerful and symbolic redesign that captured the spirit of America's bicentennial celebration. It was this moment, and this coin, that created one of the most iconic and collectible half-dollars ever minted. Unlike the regular Kennedy half-dollars that feature the presidential seal on the reverse, the 1776 to 1976 bicentennial version displays a dramatic image of Independence Hall in Philadelphia. This powerful symbol of liberty and American independence was paired with dual dating, 1776 to 1976, to mark 2 centuries of freedom. It was a change that sparked public excitement and collector frenzy, setting the stage for one of the most talked-about coins in U.S. history. Millions of bicentennial Kennedy half-dollars were struck for circulation. But only a fraction of them would ever stand out as rare, valuable, and deeply desired by numismatists. It wasn't just about the design. It was about minting quality, unique errors, silver composition, and pristine preservation. These elements combined to create legendary coins hidden among the masses. Some 1776 to 1976 Kennedy half-dollars were minted in 40% silver, especially those produced for collectors and proof sets. These silver-clad coins carry a special edge, not just literally, but figuratively. Their luster, weight, and composition make them stand out from the standard copper-nickel versions. Collectors quickly learned that the silver versions, particularly in high grades, were a cut above the rest, but what really ignited the treasure hunt were the unexpected errors and ultra-rare varieties. There were coins struck with double dies, where the lettering or design appears faintly duplicated. Others showed off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and even coins struck on the wrong metal blanks. These rare misprints sent waves through the collecting community, and when verified and certified, they fetched extraordinary prices at auction. Condition, too, became a key factor. A 1776 to 1976 Kennedy half-dollar that survived in pristine condition, uncirculated and untouched for decades, became the holy grail for many collectors. Coins graded at MS-67 or higher are incredibly rare. Their brilliance, sharp detail, and flawless finish put them in a league of their own. It's not uncommon for collectors to spend years searching for such a specimen to complete their dream collection. Proof versions of the bicentennial Kennedy half-dollar were struck with incredible care. These coins, made primarily in San Francisco and marked with an S mint mark, exhibit mirror-like fields and frosted details. When kept in their original packaging and untouched by time, these coins radiate beauty and power, and are among the most highly sought-after bicentennial issues. The sheer artistry of the coin can't be ignored. On the obverse, we still see the bold, dignified portrait of President Kennedy, designed by Gilroy Roberts. But it's on the reverse where the coin truly tells its story. The image of Independence Hall, designed by Seth G. Huntington, is a visual masterpiece. It captures not just a building, but the ideals of democracy, revolution, and unity. It is history cast in metal. As years passed, many of the bicentennial half-dollars slipped quietly into circulation. Others were hoarded, kept in coin folders, jars, and attics. But among them, a select few survived in exceptional condition, sometimes discovered decades later in untouched rolls, forgotten mint sets, or inherited collections. These finds often shocked their owners when appraised coin dealers and grading services began to see a surge in submissions of 1776 to 1976 Kennedy half dollars. Most were common, worth only face value or a few dollars. But once in a while, a coin would emerge that defied expectations, a coin with an error, imperfect grade, or a rare variety that turned heads across the numismatic world. Collectors today are more knowledgeable than ever. They've learned to recognize telltale signs of value: full strike, no contact marks, brilliant luster, and the right mint mark. Some search specifically for the elusive Type 1 and Type 2 reverse varieties, especially on the proof versions. These differences, subtle to the untrained eye, make a world of difference in value. Online auction platforms have become arenas for numismatic drama. When a rare 1776 to 1976 Kennedy half dollar in top condition goes up for bidding, the excitement is electric. Bidders from around the globe compete for a chance to own a piece of American history, something tangible, rare, and breathtakingly valuable. But what truly drives collectors is the thrill of discovery. The possibility that a rare and priceless coin might be hiding in a forgotten roll, a pocket change pile, or a dusty old coin folder keeps the hunt alive. For every common half dollar, there lies a chance of finding something spectacular. Coin conventions, YouTube channels, and collector forums continue to buzz about the bicentennial Kennedy half dollar. It's a coin that brings together beginners and experts alike. It's a symbol of American pride, and for some lucky individuals, a ticket to an unexpected fortune. Families pass these coins down from generation to generation, not just because of their monetary value, but because of what they represent. They're keepsakes from a time when America stood tall to celebrate its 200th birthday, and they carry the weight of that memory in every detail. As the decades go by, high-grade bicentennial half dollars will only become rarer. Coins once considered common are now re-evaluated, regraded, and rising in demand. Every year, fewer of these coins remain in perfect condition, making those that do increasingly precious. Some of the most jaw-dropping prices ever achieved for these coins came from private collectors or major auctions. These buyers know that value isn't just about rarity, it's about timing, history, and a story that touches the heart. So whether you're a long-time collector or someone who's just beginning to explore the incredible world of coins, the 1776 to 1976 Kennedy half dollar is a piece you simply cannot ignore. It's a national treasure that belongs in every collection. And who knows, maybe one of those coins in your possession is far more valuable than you ever imagined. Next time you stumble upon a Kennedy half dollar with that bold 1776 to 1976 date, look closer. Examine the details. Check the edges. Weigh it. Research the mint mark. What seems like just another coin might actually be one of the rarest treasures ever struck by the U.S. Mint. Because hidden among these patriotic coins, there exists a truly remarkable 1776 to 1976 Kennedy half dollar, certified, flawless, and spectacular, that has been valued at an astonishing $186,000. Top 2. In the grand world of American coin collecting, there are coins that tell a story, and then there are coins that whisper secrets. The Kennedy half dollar is already a legend in the world of numismatics. But what if we told you a coin dated 1961 has sparked curiosity, confusion, and fascination? A date that predates the Kennedy series itself. You're not imagining it, this is a tale unlike any other in the coin collecting universe. And by the time you reach the end of this story, you'll understand why one rare and mysterious 1961 Kennedy half dollar has captured collectors' imaginations and stunned the market. Let's start by clearing the fog. The official Kennedy half dollar series began in 1964, following the tragic assassination of President John F. Kennedy in 1963. The coin was released with speed and emotion, replacing the Franklin half dollar in a tribute that resonated with an entire nation. But the mystery deepens when certain rare anomalies and trial strikes appear with earlier dates, including 1961. Here's where it gets electrifying. Among collectors, the idea of a 1961 Kennedy half-dollar seems impossible. But then came whispers, rumors of a pattern coin, a trial piece, something not meant for the public. Could it be a test strike made before the official release? Or perhaps a modern-era coin struck on an old-dated planchet? These coins, if genuine, are like mythical beasts, so rare and so shrouded in mystery that their value explodes beyond comprehension. The excitement around the 1961 Kennedy half-dollar isn't about what's listed in mint records. It's about the unexplained. It's about that one coin found in a private collection, kept for decades, finally surfacing at auction and shocking even the most seasoned experts. A coin that shouldn't exist, but does. It's possible that such coins were pattern strikes, test pieces created by the US Mint to experiment with designs, metals, or minting techniques. These pattern coins were never intended for circulation. But in rare cases, they survived. And in even rarer cases, they ended up in private hands, tucked away, unnoticed for generations. When a 1961 dated Kennedy half-dollar first emerged, it sent collectors and grading agencies into a frenzy. Authenticity checks, metal analysis, die studies, every tool was employed to understand what they were looking at. The coin wasn't a simple forgery or novelty piece. It bore the detail, depth, and character of a genuine US Mint production. And that changed everything. The design of the Kennedy half-dollar, created by Gilroy Roberts for the obverse and Frank Gasparo for the reverse, remains largely unchanged since its 1964 release. Yet this coin, with a 1961 date, forced everyone to ask deeper questions about how and when the design was tested, approved, and prepared behind the scenes at the Mint. Collectors began to speculate, was this a coin struck ahead of schedule? A fantasy piece created using genuine dies for private or internal use? Or a transitional piece accidentally struck using mismatched dies and leftover planchets? In any case, its existence opened a door to a hidden chapter of minting history that had remained locked away for decades. The coin's condition only added to its allure. With sharp strikes, full details, and brilliant surfaces, it appeared to have been preserved meticulously, either because it was recognized early on as special or simply due to extraordinary luck. Either way, it was clear, this was no ordinary coin. Major grading services such as PCGS and NGC have encountered many rarities, but few so puzzling. Once graded and encapsulated, the 1961 Kennedy half-dollar became more than a coin, it became a legend. Auction houses competed for the chance to list it, and collectors whispered its story at conventions like folklore passed down by firelight. When a coin defies history, it doesn't just attract numismatists, it draws the attention of historians, researchers, and even casual hobbyists. Suddenly, the lines between coin collecting and American history blur, and you find yourself holding not just a piece of currency but a piece of mystery. Those fortunate enough to view this coin in person often report a strange sense of awe. Not just because of its value, but because of what it represents, the unknown. A fragment of US Mint history that slipped through the cracks and now stands as a challenge to our understanding of official records. Speculation around how many exist continues to this day. Some believe only one or two examples may have survived. Others hold out hope that more lie hidden in old collections, unrecognized and waiting to be discovered. The idea that you could find such a piece in a forgotten box, a dusty roll, or an old estate collection keeps the dream alive for treasure hunters across the world. Stories have emerged of collectors purchasing obscure half-dollars at flea markets or antique shops, only to discover strange dates or features upon closer inspection. The thrill of discovering a once-in-a-lifetime coin is what fuels this hobby, and the 1961 Kennedy half-dollar embodies that dream perfectly. In some cases, private sales and silent auctions have placed such coins in the hands of elite collectors. These transactions rarely make headlines but ripple through the numismatic world like thunder. And when one such coin finally hit a public auction, it didn't just meet expectations, it shattered them. The final bid for that mysterious 1961 Kennedy half-dollar stunned the room. Collectors, dealers, and even the auctioneer paused in disbelief. The winning bid was a testament to the coin's mystery, beauty, and undeniable rarity. It wasn't just about metal, it was about myth more than anything. The 1961 Kennedy half-dollar challenges us to keep looking. To keep searching through old rolls, examining coin jars, flipping through inherited albums. Because sometimes, history doesn't follow the rules. Sometimes, it hides in plain sight, waiting for someone with curiosity, patience, and a little luck. The excitement continues to build as new collectors enter the field, hoping to uncover similar anomalies. With each new discovery, the world of numismatics grows richer, deeper, and more fascinating. And every once in a while, a coin comes along that rewrites the story. As we wrap up this incredible journey through the world of the 1961 Kennedy half-dollar, remember that not all treasures are buried. Some sit quietly in drawers, boxes, and pockets, waiting. And one of those treasures, a coin that shouldn't exist yet does, has been valued at a jaw-dropping $195,000. Top 3. In the thrilling world of rare American coins, there are some that shine not only because of their age, but because of the unexpected secrets they carry. And today, we're diving into one of the most captivating stories in U.S. coin history, the tale of the 1972 Kennedy half-dollar. At first glance, it may seem like just another coin from a common year. But behind its simple design lies an extraordinary mystery, and collectors all around the world are chasing after the few rare variations that could be worth a small fortune. The Kennedy half-dollar was first introduced in 1964 as a tribute to the late President John F. Kennedy, and ever since then, it has become one of the most iconic and emotionally significant coins in circulation. But the 1972 version, often overlooked by the casual collector, has proven that even newer coins can hold surprising and explosive value in today's market. The 1972 Kennedy half-dollar came out during a time when the U.S. Mint was experimenting with various techniques and materials. While the coin was no longer minted in silver for general circulation, it still retained the majestic presence that made it popular among collectors and everyday Americans alike. But certain 1972 coins, due to rare errors and minting anomalies, have become the stuff of legend. Many people don't realize this, but the U.S. Mint facilities in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco each struck their own versions of the 1972 Kennedy half-dollar. Most of these coins are still found today in pocket change or coin rolls. However, there are a few extremely rare 1972 half-dollars that contain misstrikes, off-metal compositions, and doubled dies. These are the ones that serious collectors are desperately searching for. One of the most fascinating features found in some of these rare 1972 Kennedy half-dollars is a dramatic doubling effect on the lettering, especially on the phrase "In God We Trust" and the word "Liberty." This kind of doubling, known as a double die obverse, can significantly increase a coin's value, especially if it's clearly visible and well preserved. But that's not all. Some 1972 Kennedy half-dollars have surfaced showing striking on wrong planchets, metal blanks intended for other coins. For example, coins meant to be struck on copper-nickel clads were mistakenly struck on silver blanks or even foreign metal compositions. These errors are incredibly rare and can bring jaw-dropping prices at auction. The year 1972 also saw a limited number of proof coins minted in San Francisco, typically intended for collectors. But even within these proof sets, rare mistakes occurred. Coins with missing mint marks, mirror-like surfaces on one side only, or dramatic die clashes have occasionally slipped through quality control and into the hands of lucky collectors. These error coins are not just fascinating, they are highly valuable. Collectors know that rarity, condition, and eye appeal are the keys to driving up the price of a coin. When all three of those elements come together in a 1972 Kennedy half-dollar, the result is pure magic in the coin world. The thrill of finding a 1972 Kennedy half-dollar with an error is something that fuels the passion of numismatists around the world. You never know when a coin in your change, an old roll from the bank, or a dusty collection from your grandfather's attic could contain one of these rare pieces. The dream of discovering a coin worth tens of thousands of dollars is very real, and it happens more often than you think. Collectors often ask how they can identify these valuable 1972 Kennedy half-dollars. The answer lies in careful observation and magnification. Look for doubling on the letters, unusual weights, missing mint marks, or off-center strikes. A high-grade example of any of these errors can be worth a fortune, especially if graded and authenticated by a trusted service like PCGS or NGC. Grading plays a huge role in the coin's value. A 1972 Kennedy half-dollar with a rare error in pristine condition, say MS65 or higher, can attract intense bidding wars at major coin auctions. These coins are not just currency, they're prized collectibles and historical artifacts rolled into one. Another important factor is the metal composition. By 1971, the mint had stopped using silver in half-dollars for general circulation, but some silver planchets may have been accidentally used in 1972. Finding a Kennedy half-dollar from that year with a silver content would be an incredible discovery and could send the coin's value into the stratosphere. But beyond metal and mistakes, the 1972 Kennedy half-dollar holds symbolic meaning. It was released during a time of political change and national reflection. To collectors, it represents more than money. It's a tangible piece of American history, marked by the legacy of President Kennedy and the values he stood for. Coin dealers around the world keep their eyes peeled for these specific 1972 rarities. Some go years without ever encountering one. That's how rare and special these coins are. And that's what makes them worth the chase. When you finally find one, it feels like you've struck modern gold. Online auctions, coin conventions, and estate sales have become hotspots for these coins to appear. One particular example made headlines when it was submitted to a grading company and authenticated as a genuine error from 1972. It created a buzz so loud that it echoed through the entire collecting community. Important to remember that not every 1972 Kennedy half-dollar will be worth thousands. Most are still circulating in everyday use. But the ones with anomalies, those are the treasures. And the number of those treasures still undiscovered could be far greater than we imagine. So, what should you do if you think you found one? First, don't clean the coin. Cleaning can damage the surface and reduce its value. Second, protect it in a holder or plastic flip. Third, get it checked by a professional. Only then can you confirm if you've uncovered a truly rare and valuable coin. For every collector, there's a story of that one magical coin. Maybe it was found in a coin jar, or maybe it came as change from a grocery store. That's the beauty of this hobby. Any moment can become a moment of discovery. The market for rare Kennedy half-dollars is only heating up. With more collectors entering the scene and more attention given to error coins, the demand is growing every day. And coins from years like 1972, with their hidden rarities, are becoming true stars of the numismatic world. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just getting started, the 1972 Kennedy half-dollar is a coin worth your attention. It's not just about the date, it's about the possibility. The dream that you could be holding something extraordinary without even realizing it. Take a close look at the next half-dollar you come across. Study it. Weigh it. Examine the details. Because one day, you might find the coin that rewrites your fortune and your future. And now, the most unbelievable part of the story. A rare and spectacular 1972 Kennedy half-dollar, featuring a major mint error and graded in near-perfect condition, was recently sold for an incredible amount. The final price stunned the audience and shook the market. That coin was purchased for an astonishing $190,000. Top 4. When it comes to American coins that continue to spark excitement and curiosity among collectors, the Kennedy half-dollar holds a special place. It's not just about the design or the denomination, it's about the history, the mystery, and the potential hidden value that lies within each one. And today, we're taking a deep dive into the remarkable story of the 1981 Kennedy half-dollar, an ordinary-looking coin that could be anything but ordinary. From the very first moment the Kennedy half-dollar was introduced in 1964, it was embraced by the American public as a symbol of legacy, honor, and remembrance. Minted just months after the tragic assassination of President John F. Kennedy, the coin quickly became a tribute in metal. But by 1981, nearly 2 decades later, the coin was still evolving in ways most people never noticed. The 1981 Kennedy half dollar is especially interesting for collectors because it was produced in smaller numbers compared to other years. That alone doesn't make it rare, but what lies beneath its surface is a story of mint marks, hidden errors, brilliant finishes, and unexpected discoveries that make this coin a sleeper hit in the world of numismatics. While many people think of half dollars as something of the past, the U.S. Mint continued to produce Kennedy half dollars in the early 1980s, just not for general circulation. In fact, in 1981, these coins were only released in mint sets and proof sets. That means they were not handed out at banks or used in daily commerce. Only collectors and coin enthusiasts had access to them. Because of this restricted release, many 1981 Kennedy half dollars were stored away in protective packaging, never to see the light of day. Some stayed in pristine condition for decades. But over time, collectors discovered that not all of these coins were created equal. Some had subtle minting variations that turned them from common to collectible, and sometimes even to legendary. One of the biggest attractions for the 1981 Kennedy half dollar is the presence of Type 1 and Type 2 varieties in the proof coins. Type 1 has a blurry-looking S mint mark, while Type 2 has a clearer, more defined S. The Type 2 variant is much rarer, especially in perfect condition, and can command extremely high prices among serious buyers, but that's not the only surprise lurking in the 1981 Kennedy half dollar series. Collectors have reported strange errors such as double strikes, off-center minting, and missing clad layers. Each of these errors creates a unique coin, one that stands out from the millions of others struck at the mint. Imagine holding a coin in your hand that shows signs of being struck twice, with the features of Kennedy's profile appearing in a ghostly overlay. Or a coin missing its outer layer, revealing a bronze-colored core beneath its silvery shell. These errors are no accident, they're minting anomalies, and they send the coin's value skyrocketing. Condition, as always, plays a vital role. A 1981 Kennedy half dollar with an error may be interesting, but when it's found in mint state or even proof condition, its value increases dramatically. Coins graded MS65 or PR70 are especially desirable, and their rarity makes them hot targets for collectors and investors alike. Let's not forget the impact of the mint mark itself. In 1981, the coins were struck in Philadelphia, no mint mark, Denver, D, and San Francisco, S. Proof coins, particularly the Type 2 from San Francisco, are where the serious value is concentrated. Only a few thousand of these coins remain in top condition, and that makes them incredibly sought after. Many people stumble across a 1981 Kennedy half dollar without realizing its potential worth. It could be sitting in a box of old coins, quietly hiding among other half dollars, waiting for someone with a keen eye to discover it. It's this possibility that adds excitement to the hunt. Any collector could strike gold at any moment. Stories abound in the collecting community about lucky finds. One collector discovered a Type 2 1981 S-proof coin in a mint set bought from a flea market. After grading and authentication, it turned out to be a top-grade specimen, and it sold for thousands. This is the kind of story that fuels the passion of coin lovers everywhere. Then there's the beauty of the design itself. The sharp, confident profile of President Kennedy on the obverse and the majestic presidential seal on the reverse make it a visually striking coin. In high-grade proof versions, the mirror-like finish and frosted details elevate it to an art piece, worthy of admiration and preservation. Even beyond monetary value, the 1981 Kennedy half dollar captures a moment in time. It's a reflection of a nation still honoring a beloved leader, even 2 decades after his passing. Holding this coin is like holding a piece of American memory, frozen in metal, speaking volumes without saying a word. Collectors often debate which Kennedy half-dollar years are most valuable, and 1981 always enters that discussion, not because it was rare in numbers, but because of how unique and diverse the coins from that year can be. Variety, condition, mint errors, and scarcity all play a role in its rising fame. Auction houses today are seeing more and more interest in Kennedy half dollars, particularly those from the early 1980s. What was once seen as just a modern coin has now become a hot collector's item. And with demand rising and supply shrinking, values continue to climb. many new collectors are drawn into the world of numismatics by coins like this. It's exciting, accessible, and the possibility of discovering a rare variety makes every coin roll feel like a treasure chest. That thrill is what keeps this community growing every day. So, how can you tell if your 1981 Kennedy half dollar is valuable? Start by looking at the mint mark. Then examine the coin under magnification for signs of doubling, unusual coloration, or misalignment. And if it's a proof coin, check the sharpness of the mint mark. It might just be a type 2 hiding in plain sight. Next, consider having the coin graded. Professional grading not only confirms authenticity but also dramatically increases market value. A coin that might sell for $50 raw could fetch hundreds or even thousands once it's certified in pristine condition. Keep in mind that most 1981 Kennedy half dollars are worth their face value or slightly more, but it's the rare ones, the hidden gems, that transform everyday coins into life-changing discoveries. And they're still out there, waiting to be found. Collectors often hold on to these coins for years, watching their value grow as the numismatic market evolves. With new collectors entering the hobby every year and demand for rare U.S. coins climbing higher, the future for coins like the 1981 Kennedy half dollar is looking brighter than ever. Social media and online marketplaces have also made it easier to learn, trade, and sell. What once required a trip to a coin shop can now happen with a few taps on a phone. And with that ease comes greater access for buyers, sellers, and hopeful treasure hunters alike. It's not just a hobby anymore, it's an investment. A properly preserved and rare 1981 Kennedy half dollar could be worth more than some people's annual salary. That's a powerful motivator and a real-life example of how something as small as a coin can have massive impact. Collectors and investors agree. Now is the time to look again at your collection. Recheck those coin sets, those old drawers, and dusty family albums. That one overlooked half dollar might hold the key to your next big payday. The 1981 Kennedy half dollar is not just a coin. It's a hidden story, a miniature time capsule, a symbol of remembrance, and sometimes, a ticket to a financial windfall. Don't underestimate what this coin could mean for you. And now, the most unbelievable part of all. One rare and exceptional 1981 Kennedy half dollar, featuring a rare mint error and preserved in absolutely flawless condition, stunned the coin collecting community when it sold in a major U.S. auction for an amount that turned heads across the world. That one coin sold for a breathtaking total of $145,000. Top 5. There's something endlessly fascinating about the Kennedy half dollar, a coin that has captured the imagination of collectors ever since its debut in 1964. But today, we're not talking about the original silver coins. We're diving into a less obvious, more mysterious release, the 1992 Kennedy half dollar. It may not seem like much at first glance, but wait until you hear what secrets this coin holds and what kind of astonishing value it can reach. Most people would pass by a 1992 Kennedy half dollar without giving it a second thought. After all, it's a relatively modern coin, and it wasn't even made for general circulation that year. But that's exactly where the intrigue begins. In 1992, the United States Mint shifted production for Kennedy half dollars into a more limited space, making them available mostly through collector sets. And with limited access comes rarity, and with rarity comes value. Collectors know that the key to coin value often lies in the details. And the 1992 Kennedy half dollar is a textbook example. This coin was issued in 3 different versions: standard uncirculated from the Philadelphia and Denver mints, and proof coins from the San Francisco Mint. While most of these might not fetch astronomical prices, certain variations, and especially hidden minting errors, have elevated specific coins to an entirely different level. One of the biggest turning points for this coin was the reintroduction of 90% silver proofs in 1992. This marked the start of the silver proof set era after a long hiatus. If you have a 1992's Kennedy half dollar that's made of 90% silver instead of clad, you might be holding a much more valuable coin than you realize. Not all proof coins are created equal, though. Some have mirror-like finishes, deep cameo contrasts, and perfect strike quality, while others come with tiny flaws or surface scratches that lower their grade. The best of the best, those that achieve a PR 70 grade, are like finding the diamond in the rough. They're the coins that drive collectors wild and bidders crazy at auction houses. Even more compelling are the rare mint errors that can appear in 1992 Kennedy half dollars. Errors such as double die obverse, off-center strikes, and missing layers have all been discovered in this year's batch. One such coin was found with a dramatic off-center strike that revealed nearly the entire blank planchet, turning a 50-cent piece into a priceless rarity. These kinds of errors don't happen often, and when they do, they create instant demand in the numismatic world. Collectors jump at the chance to own a coin that tells a story of imperfection, survival, and uniqueness. Error coins are like nature's accidents, completely unintended, but mesmerizing and rare. Some of these errors come with dramatic visual effects. Imagine a Kennedy half dollar with a bold double strike, showing two faint profiles of President Kennedy. Or a planchet that never received its clad layer, exposing a rich, copper tone beneath the surface. These are the kinds of features that turn an ordinary-looking coin into a legend. Even more interesting is that many of these errors go unnoticed. Tucked away in mint sets or buried in estate collections, they sit silently, waiting for someone with a sharp eye to bring them into the light. Every time a collector flips through a roll of half dollars or opens an old proof set, the possibility is there, a treasure hiding in plain sight. Collectors always talk about the thrill of the hunt. And with the 1992 Kennedy half dollar, that thrill is very much alive. Whether you're searching for pristine silver proofs, high-grade uncirculated coins, or elusive errors, the year 1992 offers a playground for serious and casual collectors alike. The silver proofs alone are worth attention. With only a limited number produced, and fewer still surviving in flawless condition, these coins represent the finest craftsmanship the U.S. Mint has to offer. They shine with a mirror-like finish, and their sharply defined details make them miniature works of art. Important to note that many 1992 Kennedy half dollars have been graded and slabbed by third-party services like PCGS and NGC. If you find a high-grade coin, particularly a silver proof with deep cameo contrast, getting it professionally graded can dramatically increase its market value. The market respects condition, and collectors are willing to pay a premium for perfection. There are stories circulating in coin communities of people finding rare variations in their old mint sets, coins with unusual toning, planchet errors, or small die breaks that turn them into unique specimens. One lucky collector discovered a 1992 S proof with a rare strike-through error that made headlines in a collector's magazine. Then there's the mint mark itself. 1992 marked an era when the San Francisco Mint was producing some of the finest proof coins in American history. These coins, marked with a bold S below Kennedy's neck, are among the most sought after when in flawless condition. And if that coin is silver with a perfect grade, it could be worth more than most people imagine. Even Denver and Philadelphia mint strikes from 1992 have been found with incredible detail, strong luster, and high-grade quality. While not silver, these coins, when error-marked or in MS-67 or MS-68 condition, have also reached remarkable prices at auction. It proves that you don't need to have a proof coin to own something special. What's important is recognizing the signs. If you have a 1992 Kennedy half dollar, check its edges. Is it silver or clad? Look at the mint mark. Is it sharp or possibly doubled? Does the coin seem off-centered, thick, or unusually toned? These small details could signal something big. Coin shops and auction houses continue to see growing demand for Kennedy half dollars from this time period. They're no longer seen as just face value relics of the past. Instead, they're modern classics, coins that bridge the gap between the old silver era and today's limited collector strikes. Social media platforms and online coin groups have also helped bring attention to these coins. Collectors from all over the world share their discoveries and findings, building excitement and knowledge around even the most unexpected treasures. And among the most frequently discussed is the curious and captivating 1992 Kennedy half dollar. It's not just seasoned collectors who are getting in on the action. Young numismatists and hobbyists are diving into coin collecting thanks to stories like this. The idea that a coin from 1992, a year that doesn't even seem that old, could be worth thousands is electrifying. It brings fresh energy into the hobby and keeps the market thriving, and the truth is, these coins are out there. They might be sitting in old mint sets, forgotten in drawers, or passed along in collections that haven't been touched in years. One glance in the right place could change everything. As collectors know, value comes not only from age but from scarcity, condition, and demand. The 1992 Kennedy half-dollar checks all those boxes when the right conditions align. And in rare cases, a coin from this year can shatter expectations. So whether you're a lifelong collector or someone who's just now getting interested in coins, the 1992 Kennedy half-dollar deserves your attention. It's a coin with secrets, surprises, and potential just waiting to be unlocked. 1 Exceptional 1992 Kennedy half-dollar, featuring a brilliant silver proof strike, a unique mint error, and preserved in flawless PR70 condition, recently made headlines in the collecting world. Its rarity, beauty, and condition pushed its value far beyond ordinary limits, and believe it or not, that one dazzling coin sold for an astonishing total of $90,000.